Have you ever stood up from a chair and thought, when did my legs turn into spaghetti noodles? You're not alone. Millions of older adults wake up each day feeling a little weaker, a little slower, and wondering where their strength went. The truth? It's not just old age. It's muscle loss, and it's sneaky. But here's the exciting part. You don't have to sit back and accept it. New research from Harvard Medical School has uncovered something incredible. Certain everyday foods can rebuild muscle in your 70s, 80s, even 90s. And one food in particular might just be your secret weapon. It's simple, it's natural, and chances are, it's not in your kitchen yet. But by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is and how to use it to stay strong, mobile, and independent for years to come. Before we dive in, do me a favor. If you care about your health, hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Turn on the bell so you never miss these life-changing tips. And if you're ready, comment 1 below so I know you're with me. Let's get your strength back, starting now. Number 10. Lean beef. As we get older, there's a quiet battle happening inside our bodies. One most people don't notice until it's already taken a toll. It's not a headline-grabbing illness or a dramatic injury. It's muscle loss. Gradual, invisible, and often ignored, until one day we find ourselves needing help to get out of a chair, struggling to carry groceries, or hesitating before climbing a few steps. That slow fade of strength isn't just physical, it affects our sense of identity, independence, and dignity. But here's the hopeful part. It doesn't have to be inevitable. One of the most powerful tools to fight age-related muscle loss is something as simple as what we put on our plate. Among all the choices, lean beef quietly stands out as one of the best-kept secrets for maintaining muscle health in later life. Why? Because it delivers exactly what aging muscles crave: high-quality, complete protein and a powerful amino acid called leucine. Just 4 ounces of lean beef packs about 25 grams of complete protein, containing all the essential amino acids needed to rebuild and maintain muscle. But it's the leucine content, about 1.7 to 2 grams per serving, that makes it especially valuable. As we age, our muscles develop what doctors call anabolic resistance. This means that protein doesn't build muscle as easily as it did when we were younger. We need more, and we need better quality protein. Leucine helps overcome that barrier by switching on the body's muscle-building system more effectively than almost any other food. But protein isn't the only thing beef brings to the table. It's also rich in creatine, a natural compound that supports energy production in muscles. When we were younger, our bodies made plenty of it. But by our 60s and 70s, production slowed. Including beef in your diet can replenish those stores and support endurance, balance, and strength. And that's not all. Lean beef is a great source of iron, zinc, and vitamin B12, nutrients that many older adults unknowingly fall short on. These nutrients help transport oxygen to your muscles, support your immune system, and keep your energy steady throughout the day. Of course, some people worry about red meat and heart health, but the key is choosing the right kind of beef and enjoying it in moderation. Cuts like sirloin, tenderloin, and top round are lower in saturated fat. And if you go the extra mile with grass-fed beef, you're also getting healthy fats like omega-3s and CLA, which help lower inflammation and protect your muscles even further. This isn't just about food, it's about fighting back against the slow erosion of strength and confidence that so many seniors quietly face. It's about reclaiming your independence with something as simple, familiar, and nourishing as a home-cooked meal. Lean beef isn't just dinner, it's a strategy. And for those of us who still want to walk strong, lift ourselves up, and live with dignity, it's a step worth taking. Number 9. Whey protein. There's a quiet fear that creeps in with age, a fear we rarely talk about. It's not just about wrinkles or gray hair. It's the fear of losing strength, of needing help to stand up from a chair, or not having the stamina to walk across the room without leaning on something. For many older adults, this isn't just aging. It's a condition called sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass that can take away our independence, mobility, and dignity. What's more painful is that we often don't realize it's happening until one day we can't do the things we've always done. And yet, there is a powerful solution, simple, effective, and backed by science. It's not some expensive medication or risky procedure. It's whey protein. Whey protein is one of the most powerful tools we have to fight muscle loss, especially after the age of 60. It's rich in leucine, an essential amino acid that tells your body it's time to build muscle. But as we age, our muscles stop responding as well to the usual protein in our meals. We need more leucine to trigger the same reaction. That's why whey protein is so valuable. It provides more leucine than any other natural source, and it does it quickly. Within just an hour of drinking a shake, your bloodstream is full of the amino acids your muscles are starving for. This fast delivery is especially helpful for older adults, whose digestion and absorption often slow down with age. I remember a woman named Helen, a 74-year-old widow in our community. After her husband passed, she became more sedentary, and it showed. Her legs looked thinner, her steps were slower, and she began avoiding social events. But a caregiver introduced her to whey protein. It was something small, just a daily shake. But within weeks, Helen had more energy. She started gardening again and even resumed her early morning walks. The change wasn't just physical, her spirit came back. Whey also contains bioactive peptides that improve blood flow to muscles and reduce chronic inflammation, two things that contribute heavily to weakness and fatigue in older adults. It even helps regulate insulin sensitivity and boosts glutathione, your body's most powerful antioxidant. That means better protection from damage and a stronger foundation for healing. And here's the most encouraging part. Even without exercise, studies show that seniors who take whey protein improve in strength and balance. Of course, if you're able to add light movement like walking or resistance bands, the benefits multiply. Aim for 20 to 30 grams of whey protein daily. You can mix it with water, blend it with fruit, or add it to oatmeal. Just make sure it's part of your routine. You deserve to feel strong again. You deserve to move through your day without fear or fatigue. And you can, one small step at a time. Start today. Let whey work for you. Number 8. Fatty fish. Of all the foods we've come to know and love over a lifetime, few are as quietly powerful for aging bodies as fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, and trout may not be flashy on the plate, but inside every bite lies a deeply nourishing solution to one of the greatest threats seniors face: muscle loss. As we age, our muscles don't just shrink, they begin to forget how to grow. The signals that used to tell our bodies to build and repair are no longer heard as clearly. This process, known as anabolic resistance, leaves many older adults weaker, more tired, and at greater risk of falling or losing independence. And yet, too many people brush it off as just getting old, unaware that nutrition can either accelerate that decline or slow it down dramatically. That's where fatty fish shines. In a single 4-ounce serving of wild salmon, you get not only 20 grams of high-quality, complete protein, but also some of the most potent nutrients known to support aging muscles. The omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, found in these fish don't just protect the heart. They directly reduce the chronic, low-grade inflammation that slowly chips away at muscle mass in seniors. In fact, these omega-3s can help make older muscles more sensitive to protein, meaning every gram of protein you eat works harder and more effectively. Vitamin D is another unsung hero packed into fatty fish. Many seniors are quietly deficient, especially those who spend less time in the sun or whose skin no longer synthesizes vitamin D efficiently. This vitamin plays a crucial role in muscle contraction and coordination. A deficiency can make muscles weaker and less responsive, increasing the risk of falls and fractures. Just one serving of salmon can cover up to 100% of your daily vitamin D needs, without needing to take another pill. I remember my friend Harold, a retired veteran who prided himself on staying independent well into his late 70s. But one winter, he started to struggle. His legs felt weaker, stairs became a challenge, and his balance seemed off. After a few doctor visits ruled out anything serious, we took a closer look at his diet. Like many men his age, he didn't eat much fish. He preferred red meat and potatoes. We made a small change, adding 2 servings of baked salmon into his week. Nothing fancy, just simple meals, lightly seasoned. Within 2 months, Harold was walking longer distances again. He didn't turn into a young man overnight, but he no longer feared slipping in the shower or getting winded just walking to the mailbox. That small shift gave him something we all want: peace of mind. For those who don't enjoy cooking fish, don't give up. There are options. Sardines on toast, trout fillets from the deli, or even a high-quality fish oil supplement can still offer great benefits. Just be sure the supplement provides a combined total of at least 1 to 2 grams of EPA and DHA daily. It's not about perfection. It's about steady, consistent choices that support your body's natural strength. At this stage in life, we're not looking to impress anyone with our biceps. We're looking to protect the strength that allows us to live on our own terms, to walk unassisted, to play with grandchildren, to get out of bed without fear. Fatty fish might not seem magical, but for those of us who've watched our independence slip through our fingers one step at a time, it's as close to a miracle food as it gets. So if you've been feeling weaker or just want to stay ahead of what's coming, give this a try. 2 meals a week. That's all it takes to start reclaiming your strength and your sense of self. Number 7. Nuts and seeds. Here's an interesting fact that might surprise you. Some of the strongest and longest living cultures in the world rely heavily on small, unassuming foods like nuts and seeds to maintain their vitality well into old age. While we often think of muscle strength as something that comes from big meals or heavy workouts, the truth is that real, lasting strength, especially for seniors, can be quietly built through the smallest daily habits. And one of those habits starts with a simple handful of almonds, walnuts, or pumpkin seeds. As we age, muscle loss doesn't just creep in, it takes over silently, often leaving us feeling weaker, slower, and more dependent than we want to be. For many, it's not just a physical change, it's emotional too. That feeling of not being able to carry your own groceries, of losing your grip while opening a jar, or hesitating before you stand up from a chair, it chips away at your confidence, and worse, your sense of self. But what if a few small tweaks to your diet could help you take some of that strength back? Nuts and seeds, though often overlooked, are quiet heroes in the fight against age-related muscle decline. They don't scream for attention, but inside each small bite is a powerhouse of nutrition designed to support your body in ways that are deeply restorative. Almonds, for example, are more than just a crunchy snack. They're packed with magnesium, a mineral many older adults don't get enough of. Magnesium helps muscles contract and release properly. And when you don't have enough, it's not just cramps that show up. It's also fatigue, weakness, and that heavy-legged feeling that makes movement so hard. Then there are walnuts, rich in plant-based omega-3s, specifically alpha-linolenic acid. This compound helps combat the low-grade chronic inflammation that quietly eats away at muscle tissue. Unlike more dramatic illnesses, inflammation doesn't announce itself. It simply erodes from the inside out until suddenly your legs don't carry you like they used to. Walnuts act as a protective buffer, gently easing that inflammatory process so your muscles can stay intact and responsive. And let's not forget pumpkin seeds. They're tiny, yes, but don't let size fool you. These seeds are loaded with zinc, a mineral vital for testosterone production. Now, most people think testosterone only matters for men, but in truth, it's essential for both men and women when it comes to maintaining muscle mass. As hormone levels decline with age, so does the body's ability to build and maintain muscle, and zinc helps slow that loss in a natural, supportive way. The beauty of these foods isn't just in what they provide, but in how easy they are to integrate. A few tablespoons over oatmeal, a small handful between meals, blended into a smoothie or sprinkled over a salad. They're flexible, affordable, and shelf-stable, a simple addition with lasting impact. You don't need to overhaul your diet or chase miracle solutions. Sometimes, real strength starts with something as humble as a snack that fits in your palm. For seniors who feel like their bodies are slipping away from them, this is one small step back toward control, toward strength, and toward peace of mind. So the next time you open your pantry, don't overlook the nuts and seeds. They're not just for crunch. They're a quiet promise that your body still has more life, more strength, and more resilience than you've been told. Number 6. Beans and legumes. Here's something most people don't know. Some of the longest living populations in the world, like those in Okinawa, Japan, and Sardinia, Italy, don't just eat beans and legumes regularly. They rely on them as a foundation of their strength and longevity. These humble foods, often viewed as budget staples, carry far more weight than their price tag suggests. And for seniors, especially those facing the slow erosion of muscle mass, beans might be one of the simplest, most effective allies you've been overlooking. As we get older, there's a quiet shift that happens inside the body. Movements that were once effortless become sluggish. Muscles, once full and firm, start to soften and weaken. But what many people don't realize is that this isn't just about aging. This is also about nourishment. What we feed our bodies in our 60s, 70s, and beyond plays a major role in whether we stay mobile and independent or slowly begin to rely on others for the basics. Beans and legumes, think black beans, chickpeas, and lentils, are a gentle yet powerful defense. A single cooked cup provides around 15 grams of protein. It's not flashy, but the magic lies in the company they keep. Alongside protein, beans offer resistant starch, a unique kind of carbohydrate that doesn't digest like the others. Instead, it feeds the good bacteria in your gut, helping them flourish. And here's where it gets really interesting. The health of your gut directly impacts the health of your muscles. When your gut microbiome is thriving, inflammation throughout the body can calm down. This is huge for older adults because chronic, low-grade inflammation is one of the biggest contributors to muscle breakdown. Less inflammation means less damage to muscle tissue over time. Add to that the stabilizing effect beans have on blood sugar. No wild swings, no energy crashes, and you get a steady, sustaining source of fuel that keeps your body from turning on its own muscles during low-energy periods. And it doesn't stop there. Inside each bite of beans are critical minerals that many seniors are sorely lacking. Potassium to support muscle contraction, magnesium to help generate energy, and iron to carry oxygen to every cell. That last one, iron, is particularly important. As iron levels dip, fatigue rises, and that's when people start feeling like they're running on empty, even after a full night's sleep. Muscles suffer when they don't get the oxygen and energy they need to function, and so does your quality of life. The good news? You don't need to eat a mountain of beans to see results. 3 to 4 servings a week can make a noticeable difference. If you're new to legumes, take it slow. A small portion, gradually increased, is enough to get your body used to the fiber. Soaking dried beans overnight helps too. Or, if you prefer convenience, reach for canned varieties. Just be sure to rinse them thoroughly to remove excess sodium. Whether you toss chickpeas into a salad, stir lentils into a stew, or blend black beans into a morning smoothie, what you're really doing is fueling your muscles in a way that's slow, steady, and profoundly healing. You don't need fancy powders or expensive supplements. Sometimes, the best solution has been sitting quietly in your pantry all along. Number 5. Eggs. For many of us who've lived through decades of changing nutrition advice, eggs have taken a roller coaster ride, from breakfast staple to cholesterol villain, and now, quietly, back to being one of the most powerful foods you can have on your plate, especially as you age. If you're over 60 and worried about dwindling strength, tired muscles, or just the simple challenge of getting out of a chair more slowly than before, eggs might just be your best-kept secret weapon. Not because they're trendy, but because they work. You see, muscle loss isn't something that happens overnight. It's slow, sneaky. You may not even notice it until everyday tasks start to feel heavier. Getting up from the couch, carrying groceries, or lifting a grandchild. And while many seniors turn to powders and pills, the solution could be far simpler and more familiar than you think. The whole egg, yes, yolk included, is one of the most biologically efficient sources of protein available. That means your body recognizes it, breaks it down, and puts it to use in repairing and building muscle more effectively than nearly any other food. A single large egg gives you about 6 grams of high-quality protein, and even more importantly, a powerful dose of leucine, a specific amino acid that older muscles respond to. As we age, our muscles get pickier. They don't respond to protein the way they used to. They need more, and they need the right kind. Leucine is that key signal, and eggs have it. But here's where most people make a mistake. They toss the yolk. That little golden center is not the villain we were once told it was. It carries nearly half the egg's protein and a whole host of muscle-supportive nutrients, like vitamin D, choline, and additional leucine, all of which are critical for aging bodies. And when it comes to actual muscle building, a study from the University of Illinois showed that eating whole eggs after a workout led to a muscle-building response 40% greater than egg whites alone. That's not a small bump, that's a transformation. And let's talk about the old fear, cholesterol. For years, older adults were warned away from eggs, but the truth has changed. We now know that for most people, moderate egg consumption, up to 7 a week, doesn't harm heart health. In fact, it may support healthy cholesterol levels. Science caught up, and thankfully, so can we. Eggs also shine in real-life practicality. They're affordable, they cook quickly, and they don't demand fancy equipment or complicated prep. A hard-boiled egg in the fridge can be a high-protein snack within seconds. Scrambled eggs with vegetables make for a warm, easy meal. A simple frittata can be made ahead of time and reheated as needed. For seniors managing fatigue, budget, or mobility challenges, that's gold. In a world flooded with overcomplicated solutions, The humble egg stands quietly firm, simple, affordable, effective. It's a food that respects your time, your wallet, and your body, and that's something worth holding on to. Number 4, olive oil. When you're younger, you don't think much about the little things. How easily you stand up, how steady your hands are, how simple it is to carry a bag of groceries. But as the years pass, those little things become big challenges. You start noticing weakness creeping in, not from one bad day, but from a slow, silent process that steals your strength when you're not looking. One of the greatest culprits? Inflammation. Not the kind that flares up after an injury, but the kind that lingers quietly in the background. Doctors call it inflammaging, a low-level inflammation that gradually wears down your muscles, your joints, and your energy. But here's something many people don't know. Extra virgin olive oil, the kind you might already have in your kitchen, holds powerful compounds that help fight this very process. Oleocanthal, found only in high-quality olive oil, acts like a natural anti-inflammatory. In fact, researchers have found it works similarly to ibuprofen, calming the body's internal fire without the side effects of pills. It helps stop the breakdown of muscle tissue and supports insulin sensitivity, meaning your body can use protein more effectively to build and maintain muscle. That's a game changer for us seniors, whose muscles respond more slowly to food and exercise. But that's not all. Olive oil also supports hormone balance, encouraging production of testosterone and growth hormone, both essential for maintaining muscle mass and energy as we age. And in large studies of older adults, those who regularly consumed olive oil had stronger muscles, better balance, and fewer signs of frailty. 2 tablespoons a day is all it takes. Drizzle it on vegetables, mix it into your morning eggs, use it as a dip with warm bread. Just make sure it's extra virgin, fresh, and kept out of the light. You don't need a prescription to take care of your muscles. Sometimes, the simplest answers are already on your shelf. And in a world that too often forgets about older people, it's comforting to know that something as humble as olive oil can help us stay strong and feel seen. Number 3, berries. There comes a time in life when you start noticing the quiet betrayals of your own body. It's not sudden, not like the movies, but a slow dimming. You walk a little slower. It takes longer to recover from everyday tasks. What most people don't realize is that this isn't just about age, it's about inflammation, about stress at the cellular level that's been building for years, chipping away at your strength when no one's watching. And that's where berries, yes, those small, vibrant fruits you might have dismissed as simple garnish, come into the picture. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries. They're not just sweet treats. They're one of the most powerful defenders we have against muscle loss in old age. Unlike meat or beans, they don't offer much protein, that's true. But what they give is something just as critical: protection. Their deep colors come from compounds like anthocyanins and polyphenols. These aren't just fancy words. They're natural shields that fight off free radicals, the unstable molecules that cause oxidative stress. That stress eats away at our muscle cells, weakens our mitochondria, those tiny energy factories that keep us moving, and slows down recovery after even the simplest exertion. Berries help restore balance. They feed the body in a way that goes beyond calories. They help the muscles heal. They ease the quiet inflammation that's always there in the background, draining energy and speeding up decline. A daily handful, whether fresh or frozen, doesn't just taste good. It quietly fights for you, especially when your body no longer can on its own. There's a kind of beauty in that, a small thing that makes a big difference. Like having someone sit with you when you feel alone, like a kind voice in a world that moves too fast. These berries may be small, but for us, for those trying to hold on to independence, to dignity, to strength, they are mighty. And in a world that often forgets us, that's worth remembering. Number 2, leafy green vegetables. As we get older, our world gets quieter, but the changes inside our bodies speak louder than ever. One morning, you might stand up and feel just a bit slower. A few months later, that slowness turns into stiffness. And before you know it, the stairs seem steeper, the groceries feel heavier, and the walk to the mailbox takes a little more out of you than it used to. It's not just age, it's your muscles quietly fading. That's why we need to talk about something simple yet powerful: leafy greens. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. How can spinach or kale help my muscles? They're just vegetables. But these humble greens are some of the most potent allies we have when it comes to protecting our strength as we age. They don't just sit pretty on a dinner plate, They actively nourish your body in ways that meat, milk, and supplements alone can't. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and collard greens are packed with nitrates, natural compounds your body transforms into nitric oxide. And that one little molecule? It does something remarkable. It widens your blood vessels, improving circulation to your muscles. That means more oxygen, more nutrients, and quicker removal of waste like lactic acid. It's like clearing a traffic jam so that the delivery trucks can finally get through. And for older adults whose circulation slows with age, this support can make a world of difference. These greens are also loaded with magnesium, potassium, and calcium, the trifecta of electrolytes your muscles rely on to contract, relax, and recover. Without enough of these, you may feel those familiar leg cramps at night, or that frustrating weakness that seems to show up out of nowhere. Just 1 cup of cooked spinach gives you nearly 40% of your daily magnesium needs. That's no small thing when your muscles are trying to hold on. And then there's vitamin K, the unsung hero of muscle maintenance. Most people think of it as the blood-clotting vitamin, but new research shows it plays a big role in how your muscles process protein. Seniors with higher levels of vitamin K in their diet show significantly less muscle loss over time. It's a quiet kind of protection, but powerful all the same. So don't underestimate the greens on your plate. 2 cups a day, steamed, sautéed, or even tossed into a smoothie, can become a foundation of strength and resilience. They may not look like much, but these vegetables are fighters. And if you're over 65, you need all the fighters you can get. Because staying strong isn't just about lifting weights. Sometimes it starts with lifting a fork. Number 1, Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt may look simple in your fridge, but don't let its creamy surface fool you. Beneath the lid lies one of the most powerful weapons seniors have in the fight against muscle loss. It's quiet, unassuming, and it works. Unlike regular yogurt, Greek yogurt goes through a straining process that removes much of the liquid whey, leaving behind a thicker, more concentrated source of protein. That process doesn't just change the texture, it transforms its nutritional impact. In just 1 6-ounce cup, you'll find 15 to 20 grams of high-quality, complete protein. That's nearly the same as a small chicken breast, without the need for cooking or chewing through tough meat. For older adults whose appetites may not be what they once were, or whose energy in the kitchen has waned, that convenience is gold. But Greek yogurt has a hidden strength, casein. Unlike the fast-absorbing proteins found in something like whey, casein digests slowly, releasing a steady stream of amino acids over the course of several hours. This slow drip of nourishment is especially powerful if you eat it before bed. Overnight, when your body is fasting and muscle breakdown can quietly accelerate, that stream of protein keeps your tissues nourished and protected. For older muscles that are already fighting against time, this support is no small thing. Greek yogurt is more than just protein. It's loaded with calcium, vitamin D, especially if fortified, and phosphorus, 3 nutrients that don't just build bones, but also keep your muscles contracting and releasing the way they should. And let's not forget the live probiotics, those invisible helpers that support your gut. A healthier gut means better nutrient absorption and reduced inflammation, 2 factors directly tied to how well your body holds on to its strength. There was a study published in the Journal of the American Medical Directors Association that I still think about. It showed that older adults who ate high-protein dairy, like Greek yogurt, improved their strength, balance, and walking speed, even without exercising. When they did add some resistance training, the benefits practically doubled. But don't grab the sugary stuff. Flavored yogurts may sound appealing, but many are packed with sugar that undermines the benefits. Instead, pick the plain, full-fat variety. Add your own fresh berries, a spoonful of chia seeds, or a handful of walnuts. Maybe even a drizzle of honey if your sweet tooth needs a little love. Try to enjoy Greek yogurt 3 to 4 times a week. Have it in the evening as a muscle-saving snack or as part of your breakfast. It's not just food, it's a daily gift to your body, a quiet act of resistance against decline. And at our age, every bite that helps us stay on our feet, live with dignity, and keep doing the things we love is worth more than its weight in gold. Before you go, take a moment and ask yourself, what surprised you the most today? Was it that one humble food like Greek yogurt could fight muscle loss better than some supplements? Or that tiny berries and leafy greens are quietly working behind the scenes to keep your body strong and steady? Now, we'd love to hear from you. What's one tip or food from today's video that you're excited to try or share with someone you care about? Maybe it's something you'll be adding to your plate this week, or a new habit you'll pass along to a friend. Drop it in the comments below. Your story might just inspire someone else to take that first step towards stronger aging. And if this video spoke to you, if you felt a little more hopeful, a little more empowered, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Hit that bell so you never miss a tip that could change the way you age. Together, we're rewriting the story of growing older. One meal, one habit, and one day at a time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.